Hello YouTube, this is Julia Plous, children's book author and child at heart, and insane Lion King fan. This is going to be my last video about all the Lion King merchandise I've collected over my life. This is the last batch. There's not much left to get to, so I'll get to these little squeeze flashlights. These don't work anymore, but they did used to have little lights in them. As I said in one other video, you know, I always got to own Simba, my sister always got to own Nala. And there was a Nala and a Timon, and when I got all this stuff out of the cupboard that I keep it in, all my Lion King stuff in, I thought the Nala and the Timon would be in there, but they weren't. So they must still be in my sister's possession somewhere. I can't imagine why, because she doesn't really like to keep this stuff around. Anyway, so my sister had the Nala and Timon, and the Nala, for some reason, was weirdly colored. She had white toes, even though in the movie Nala does not have different colored toes than the rest of her body. And the Nala had a white diamond on her forehead, and we were just like, well, this is all wrong, but okay, we're buying it. And one time, I have this memory of being like 5 years old. I was upstairs playing, and my sister and her friend were in the basement, and my sister came up and said, Julia, do you want to meet a ghost? And I was like, there's no such thing as ghosts. And she's like, no, really, I have a ghost in the basement. Its name is Spooky. So she like lured me into the basement. For some reason, she also said this ghost was a vegetarian. And she had this like white sheet hanging from a hanger from a pipe in the basement, and it was being lit up, and she had me going. I was like, that's not a ghost, you're just using Nala to light her up. And she said, nope, Nala's right here. And I was like, and then she's like, ha, I was using Timon. And I was just like, I knew there was no such thing as ghosts. Here's another flashlight that just says Simba on it. I don't know where this came from. This actually just like appeared in my house one day, like way later on in life, like when I was like 19. Like this isn't something I had as a child, but hey, it's Lion King, it's in my collection. Here's a weird Simba squeeze light. It's got like, you can kind of see this little nub, that's where you would press and the light would shine out of his mouth. It doesn't work anymore. I think I could probably open him up. He looks like he's segmented, that I could open him up and change the battery, but I just found this at the thrift store, and I'm like, Simba, I'll take it. Here's an old watch I had that, it's got, you know, Simba and Nala looking lovingly at each other. My sister also had a watch that had a black band and had, on the face was that image of Timon and Pumbaa, like, sharing a long worm where they're both like, and the worm is going in both of their mouths. But she, like, lent that to a friend and it got lost. And the elastic is all screwed up because this had been lying dormant in a jewelry box for so many years that the elastic got hard and crispy, and I really shouldn't have done this, but I was curious. I was like, I wonder what would happen if I stretched it out. It just went, and I was like, oh man, now it's ruined forever. But it's still my watch, and I'm still keeping it. I never wear a watch anyway. I can't stand having anything around my wrists. Here's an old Band-Aid tin box. Doesn't have any Band-Aids left in it, but this is where I keep the movie trading cards, you know. Just different scenes of the movie and stuff. There's one quote in here. There is one quote, I think, it's like a picture of Bonsai, and it says, man, are you ugly? And it's like, that's not even what he said. He and Shensi said, man, are they ugly? Don't come at me with your inaccurate quotes, trading cards. I don't stand for that. Here's a little charm. This is like a little necklace thing. This fell out of a piñata at a birthday party I went to when I was 6 or 7. I still know the mother who owns the house. She still lives in that house. I lost touch with the daughter whose party it was, but I still know her mom. And yeah, it wasn't just candy in the piñata. It was all sorts of little trinkets. And I saw this and I just dove for it. And I've never really made a necklace out of it, but I always keep it. This was actually my sister's. This is just a tin can, collector's, you know. There's nothing in it. I don't know if there was ever anything in it. I could keep all this junk in it if I wanted to. This is a Kleenex box. This arrived in my house later in life. This is not something I had as a child, but, you know, I'm keeping it and it's not going anywhere. And then this is the most recent Lion King possession I've ever had. I got this at the Kane County Flea Market a year ago, and it was already in it was still in its original, whatever you call this, tag. It's just a little Simba pin. And I still go to the Kane County Flea Market, and if I find something authentic Lion King, I buy it. Okay, so that is all my Lion King possessions in my childhood. And I thank you for bearing with me and watching it. And I hope, if you love The Lion King as much as I do, that these videos brought back some good memories. And just please comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my children's book on Amazon, The Last of the Pitbulls. Thank you so much for watching.